It was a cold night in Espark, Colorado. A writer and his wife were out doing check-in procedures at Stanley's hotel. They were the only guests at the hotel that night. The writer was obsessed with the feeling of being isolated in this place. One night, the man saw a strange scene. A fire extinguisher started to work. It chased after their 3-year-old son. The boy was terrified. He ran straight to the end of the corridor. Suddenly, the writer woke up. A nightmare. The writer got out of bed, smoked a cigarette, and looked out the window. He was experiencing a terrible experience. He had to put that feeling into his next work. The moment the cigarette was gone was when Stephen King told his most famous novel, The Shining. Stanley's hotel was officially built in 1909 by the founder, F.A.O. Stanley. The resort has 142 rooms. It was built as a place for rich businessmen and their families. He wanted to build the hotel here because the aging disease was cured after 3 months of stay here. At first, this was a place for guests to stay, like people in the upper class, friends or Stanley's family. However, after 1930, Stanley's hotel was sold to others and was renovated to look like a real hotel. In the first years, the hotel was still working as usual, but later, rumors about ghosts in the rooms were spreading. The first rumor started from the death of the first owner of the hotel, Mr. Stanley. He died in 1940, 91 years old. But many hotel staff said that his soul was still here, around the bar and billiard room. His wife, Flora, was the same. When she was young, she wanted to perform on stage, so Stanley built a concert hall for her to satisfy her passion. Miss Flora was so attached to this place that even if the flesh was decayed, her soul was still here. In the empty night, people who passed by the house sometimes heard the piano playing. Of course, few people dared to check it. The staffs didn't find anything, only the piano. Another haunted place is room 401. The ghost in this room is said to be a landlord named June Raven. He owned some land around Estates Park 20 years ago when the hotel was built. The ghost stories in this room are from female guests. They said that sometimes they felt a hand touching their hair, waist or shoulder. But the most horrible thing is when that hand stroked their thigh, made them feel cold down their spines. The 4th floor of Stanley Hotel is said to be haunted by the souls of kids, because this is the playground for young people on the first days of the hotel. The guests on this floor said that they often heard the laughter of children. They joked around the whole lobby. The writer Stephen King said that even though his room is 217 on the 2nd floor, he still saw a kid when he entered. Not only that, he and his wife were the only guests of the hotel at that time. The hotel staffs had no reason to bring T.H.I. to work. The legendary comedian Jim Carrey also stayed in this hotel during the filming of Dumb and Dumber. It was also on the 217 room where the writer Stephen King stayed. Many people saw him getting out of the hotel and never came back. No one knows who he ran away for, but the actor himself never mentioned this until today. Another haunted place is room 428, also known as Cowboy Addict. Many guests said that they often saw the ghost of a cowboy during their break here. A couple said that they were shocked to see him showing his soul under their bed at night. The couple slowly chased him away, and the ghost also complied. However, before he disappeared, he gently leaned towards his wife to give her a kiss. It was also the experience of many women who slept in this room. Rumor has it that it was the ghost of a famous cowboy who was hanged for murder. No one knows why a ghost like that came to this room. Was it his room or the room of the judge who killed him? No one knows except for the question of the owner. But not all ghosts in Stanley's hotel likes to harass. The ghost of room 407 is very friendly and kind. A boy said he intentionally kicked off the blanket, but was covered by someone other than his parents. But what about the feelings of those who visited Stanley's hotel? What did they see and hear? Here is the feeling of a YouTuber who visited Stanley's hotel. The story of a YouTuber named Fine Print. He is a person who goes to places that are rumored to be haunted. From abandoned towns, forests, or abandoned caves, Stanley's hotel is one of them. The morning before the video was filmed, while walking around Stanley's hotel to prepare for a few mirror scenes, he met a guide who took him to some places that the public usually does not have the right to visit. For example, the basement of the music room is also a haunted place. This is also a famous haunted place, but only those who have been to Stanley's hotel have heard of it. The guide said that there was a girl who hid in there to live, but was later discovered by the guards and chased away. Unfortunately, the girl was chased away right before the winter came. Because she could not find a place to stay, the girl died and her ghost haunted this hallway. According to the guide, the sweet she loved the most was the Dum Dum candy. If you put the Dum Dum candy on your palm, the ghost will come closer and play around with it. She then took a candy out of her pocket and put it in her palm. Not long after that, the candy began to move. Maybe she moved her hands in some way to make the candy move, but no, looking at the candy moving, I believe that humans cannot do this. The hands of the guide were not moving. There was no wind passing by. But what made me feel the strangest was when he turned on the camera, the candy stopped moving. In addition to that strange phenomenon, his night at Stanley's hotel still happened as usual. Although his room was set as a place for a cowboy, it was sad that there was no cowboy who came to kiss him. Richard Estep, a researcher on spiritual sites, said that during his career, he had set foot on some famous haunted sites such as the castle, the tomb, prison. Many sites are even older than the Oz, but the place that made him the most attractive was definitely Stanley's hotel. Unlike the places rumored to be haunted, not many people died at Stanley's hotel. The list of people who died did not include children. This made Estep and many other foreigners believe that violence and blood were not the only factors that made the site haunted. According to him, souls also often haunt the places they feel happiest when they are alive. Perhaps those ghosts sleep here not because of revenge, but because they also love this hotel very much. Today, Stanley's hotel still opens to welcome new guests. Room 217, where Stephen King used to live, has become the most expensive room here. No matter how much money you have to wait a few months to set foot in this room, if not a year. And that's what we know about Stanley's hotel, the site that inspired Stephen King's famous novel, The Shining. What do you think about this story? If you want to hear more similar videos, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Creepy. Thank you very much. See you in the next stories. Video made by Creepy. Thank you very much. See you in the next stories.